Good evening and welcome to Here's the Life with Zemrrah right here at IntellectualRadio.com. And I certainly hope that you are right there listening to this show because, of course, we have our Miss Pamela Wilkes with us this evening, our relationship enthusiast. And then we have joining us by phone, a wonderful, wonderful friend of ours, Miss Bonnie Thompson, Bonnie Thompson Ford, who is just absolutely phenomenal as far as relationships are concerned. And she attended the Art Institute of Chicago. She graduated in 1983 from Chicago State University with a master's degree in science and education. And she is the author of Mono Connected to Source Energy. So she's it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation because I told her, Pam, we always talk about relationships and which people love it because Ed and I talked a lot about some of that even last week. But the relationship connected with today as opposed to years ago. And she's going to talk a little bit about AI and that kind of connection. And so it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation with her. The mono connected to source energy. That's going to be interesting. And then this was an introductory to an ongoing sequel designed to relieve stress disorders for children and parents. And the major objective was to move the mindsets to a higher state of consciousness in effort to overcome life's encounters. And with everything that we're going through today, that's going to be kind of important to discuss. And Pam said she has a couple of questions, interesting questions to ask her too. So we're kind of excited. What do you think, Ed, that you would like that you kind of feeling? You've kind of heard a little bit about Bonnie. What kind of questions do you think that have for her?
Well, I think I'm going to ask her about changing the current spirit or attitude toward the changing world. The world is changing, but we have to change with it. And
that's what she's talking about too.
In order for us to deal with the distress that we're having now, which is different, you have to change your mindset as your relationship as to how you see the world and your role in it.
Right.
So we have to deal on that level too. So it's a changing dynamic that we have to deal with, but we have to deal with it because that's our job.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why things are happening the way they are, and we have to make sure that we are in control of it.
Yeah. And if you have any questions too, we want you to make sure that you call 708-223-8953. If you have any questions, I think that would be great for you to be able to call in because this is going to be a good conversation. And Pam, what you wanted to ask her, what were you thinking?
Well, a lot of things piggyback on what Ed was talking about is about you, the individual. We have to be very conscious of how we think, how we feel, and how we feel about what we think about. And I think that might be something that I'm interested in learning from a professional standpoint. I speak a lot generally because, like I say, I make no excuse for it, but I don't have a degree or anything like that.
You speak for the masses.
Exactly. And I speak from experience. I speak from the fact that I've been on this planet for the length of time that I've been on this planet. I know what I know and I say what I say.
And you feel what you feel.
Yes, but it's always so interesting to hear scientific and intellectually what other people have learned. And so I'm interested to hear that. I'm very interested also in our state of mental health because mental instability is real.
It
And there's
is.
so many reasons for it. And we have to, in my opinion, address that so that people can get it, so that we can be able to do something about it.
And be able to function correctly
Right.
because it is a
That's what
lot of
it's
people
about.
going through
Oh,
mental health.
and
And
you know,
sometimes they're in denial about it, and they
or
really, really are.
or more than that, you don't realize that you're under stress
Yeah.
because you're doing what you do. You
Mhm.
know, your life is what it is.
Yeah.
You're taking care of your business, you're taking care of your family, you're taking care of, you think you're taking care of yourself. But from a psychological standpoint, I think it's good for us to know what mental stress and when you're going through certain things look like.
And
And
you really do have to be mindful, and I tell people that too, about making sure that through all things, no matter what you're doing, you have to still be conscious and make sure that you take care of yourself.
oh, absolutely. That's self care.
Yeah.
Again, self care is real. I always say that, in my opinion, we've been giving the raw deal. When you say you're taking care of yourself, it's like you're vain or selfish, but it's not, because you cannot successfully take care of other people if you cannot take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And
That's the
so that's
truth.
one of the things we need to, in my opinion, take a shift or make a shift in how you're thinking about when you're taking care of you. You know, you are the most important person. And I say it all the time biblically, love your neighbor as yourself. But you cannot love your neighbor if you
If you
don't
don't love
love
yourself,
yourself.
that's the
So
truth,
that's
baby. That's
very,
the
very
truth.
important.
And we have to really embrace that because without that mindset, we miss it.
Yeah.
We miss it,
Yeah.
and then we wind up becoming ill and all kind of issues because we miss the fact that you got to take care of yourself. And that's with everything. That's with our mates, and we've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about that earlier,
Mhm.
that it's a blessing if you have a mate that's in tune
Mm-hmm.
and knows what's going on and can take care of you if
And
you
you
have a
are in tune.
problem, and that you're in
Yeah.
tune to make sure that in order to take care, like with me, if something happens and Ed gets down and out, I have to make sure that I'm able to uh, make sure that he's okay. But then in doing so, I got to make sure that I'm good,
Mhm.
because otherwise, you wind up in a very, very awkward position.
You
But
know,
anyway,
the other thing too, I wanted to ask her if we can, don't pass that up, is that quantum thought.
yeah, that's what she's
Thought
going to
and
talk about.
thinking is very,
Yeah,
very important, very,
that's
very
what she's going to talk about.
critical to your being, is how you think and how you feel about
How you think?
how you think.
And
Right.
I
You
think
just
that's
think
what
about,
that's kind of what Ed was talking about
mhm,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we should all be, and what she is doing is a
Hmm.
constant pursuit of the truth,
Yes,
because the
yes.
truth is evasive. It
Mhm.
keeps moving, no matter how many degrees you get, or uh, how long you go to school. You're in constant pursuit of the truth. You never have the truth, all of it.
Mhm.
You have the next step, and wherever you are, you have to keep moving it on. And every generation has to continue that search for the real truth, because the truth is what you have to have, because that's the only thing that will set you free, is the
Mhm.
truth. So we have to, all of us have to be in constant pursuit of what the truth really is.
Mhm.
And once you find out that, you'll know more about yourself and how you fit into the universe. And
At this time,
at
because
this,
that's very
because time
crucial. We're
moves,
talking about right
the
now,
truth
Mhm.
moves
because
forward.
that's what
Yeah.
she's going to talk about, the current as the way that it was. Because right now we're in a state of
Well, she's going to explain
I
this
don't know.
quantum leap. See, that's important. The quantum thought.
Yeah,
I really want to get a clear clarification on that.
That's
yeah,
fine.
Because she says to assist with deeper inter relation, what was it, internalization,
right.
relative to the growth of our consciousness, because
Consciousness.
the consciousness is simply your awareness. But
Well,
I like that word so much, quantum.
it's the
That's a
commingling,
good
the
word.
commingling of atoms. Once they become commingled,
Mm.
They have this. They have a relationship that cannot end. They become blended
Yes.
as one,
Yeah.
and whatever affects one affects the other immediately, no matter what the distance is.
Mm.
It could be a million miles away to the moon and back. They still have the same relationship.
Isn't that powerful? Yeah.
That's the whole idea behind God. It's everywhere,
Hmm.
and
Evenly present.
in everything.
Hmm.
Go one affects one. No matter if you 10 planets away, it's the same effect.
Hmm.
That's what quantum is.
Yeah.
That's why we into quantum physics. They just figured that out. That's what AI is all about. They just found that out. Now they got to figure out what the proper way to use it. Now they're going to start out with silly stuff like on the online having babies talk.
Yeah, yeah. That's
They
so
just playing.
cute.
They just playing with it.
Yeah.
They like keyboard.
Well, it's working because the way they
It's so
doing that
funny.
is unbelievable.
Like
Some of them
children, like
babies.
children with a new toy. Like iPhones. You got information, all the information in the world in our pockets. What kind of question we ask?
Right.
We
Right.
ask about soap operas and games.
Yeah.
When you could ask something, you could ask about the universe. You could get straight A's in school if you ask the right questions.
Mhm.
It's not the answer; it's the questions that we do not have. And so we have to ask the proper questions. Why am I here? What is my role? How do I define my role? How do I relate to other people?
Mhm.
Who are other people? If they look different, why? He said, because you don't understand that the DNA in human beings is the same all over the world.
That's right.
Mhm.
Everybody is related, they just don't know it. They spend their time pointing out the differences, but still pointing out the things they have in common.
Yeah.
That makes
that's
sense.
That's the lesson we have to learn, but we learn it slowly. And hopefully we can get it done before we destroy the whole planet.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
God's not going to let that. Well, the universe will not allow
Well,
that. It's not
every
going to
now
allow
and then
that.
I stop, try not to use the word God,
Yeah. Yeah.
or I
Yeah.
just
Right.
say the creator,
Yeah.
because there are many
It's
gods.
limited.
And everybody's version of God, you
It's
say
different.
word, different dictionary.
Yes. Yes. You're right.
So when you say
or
God,
different Bible.
the whole different Bible too. There's
Mhm.
many of those. There what 3,000 religions, and everybody think they're right. But with the act, what the truth is, it's the truth. Who seeks the truth? That which gives life is right,
But everybody thinks theirs is the truth.
but
So
does it give
that's
life?
Mhm.
But it contributes to life. If it doesn't do that, it ain't the truth. It's not. You can't say you love life and you constantly killing children. You constantly blowing up cities. You can't do that.
Right.
It's not
Makes no
right.
sense.
It makes no sense. That's not
Mhm.
intelligent. That's
Mhm.
not intelligent life. So you have to point that out. If you are, then you have to point it out, which is what they did in the UN when certain people got up to speak about what's going on in the Gaza Strip. Half the UN got them walked out
Yeah. You sure did.
because they had to express their discontent when something is wrong.
Oh,
If
you
you don't,
better.
if you don't say something, then you are complicit.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So
If you don't say something, you're in agreement.
right. So we get into that age where people are starting to be not afraid to tell the truth, and not
Right.
to stand up for the truth, because the truth is the only thing that will work.
That's what I always say about Hermine. That's what makes her shows and even her um, paper when she writes. She's gonna tell the truth.
Yeah, because
And she don't care what, and don't give her no podium because she gonna stand up there and tell the truth.
well, you have to because we don't have time.
That's
we
right.
Right.
That's
We
right.
don't
You
have time to do
speak the
foolishness,
truth.
like Mary used to say.
Marion,
We ain't got time to
yeah,
do
No
foolishness.
no
for
foolishness.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have no time to waste. We got time to talk about silly stuff like who did the Bears win last night. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, but speaking
And
about that, you running up, you using up all the taping the bears and all that.
how you he doesn't tape the games. You
Yes,
already
he
know
do.
the
He watching
outcome.
them and taping them too.
Yeah, but I
Oh, he
can't.
wanna look
don't,
back.
'cause
I
don't
had
have time to-
cleaned it
because-
up, and it looked
no,
like
because
about
I don't
5
have
different.
time to sit down and watch it. So I
Yeah.
have to tape them because if I ever get a chance, I'll watch one quarter, and then I got something else to do.
Uh
So I got
huh.
to get up and leave. I can't sit there and do a whole game.
Yes, you can, baby.
No,
You have
you
plenty
won't
enough
let
time
me.
to do that.
Oh, now you
Zello
blaming
Oh, now,
you.
I,
compensated,
now I
right?
got time.
Uh huh. So yeah, we're not
Yeah,
gonna
well,
take
it's a
away. We're not
beautiful
gonna
thing.
take that away from the
If you're out
guys.
there,
You
you
know
got,
they're gonna
No, you
watch the
can't take
game.
football, baseball, basketball,
uh,
all that. Just
Uh,
don't even try. It's not a conversation.
it is not.
you
That's
out,
the relaxation.
you
Yeah.
out there in radio land. If you got any questions about relationships, give us a call. We're gonna tell the truth
Oh
up in
yeah, we're
here
gonna tell the
before
truth.
the day is over. We're
If
gonna tell the
nothing
truth.
else, the way we see it, right?
Exactly. And let you pick it apart.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's what it's
before
for.
Bonnie calls, we're gonna hear a little song from Zemrrah. Don't forget my concert, October 18th. It's coming, coming, coming. 11 days away, right there at South Suburban College.
It's gonna be a really big show.
Yeah.
Really, really.
Really big.
Love is possible when you believe that it is. Love is possible when you know that it is. When you feel like there's no hope for love, you can make your dreams come true. If you know just what to do, you just think. Love is possible when you believe that you're free. Love is possible when you embrace it with ease. Everything you want is yours for the asking. Love is possible when you believe that it is. Don't give in, and don't you doubt. Believe me, you get just what you put out. When you know that love is on your mind, love is possible. Love, love is possible. Love. Don't ever give up, and don't you give in. Because with real love, you know you can win. Well, we're back. We're back. You're here at IntellectualRadio.com with Here's to Life with Zemrrah and Ed. And we hope that you've enjoyed our first half of our show. And now we have online Miss Bonnie Thompson Ford. Hey, Bonnie.
Hello, hello. How
How
are you?
we're real good. How are you?
Doing great, dear. So
Good.
good to be with you.
Oh, and thanks for joining us. I know that your schedule is awfully busy, and
Oh my goodness.
we got Ed with us, and then we have our relationship enthusiast, Miss Pamela Wilkes.
All right,
Hi,
down there.
Bonnie. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you both?
Excellent.
Great.
Good.
Okay. Oh, good to
So,
hear your voice, Mr. Ed. It's been a while.
Thank you. Good to be heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
so Bonnie, we talked a little bit about you, and
Mm-hmm.
we're going to jump right into our conversation. I did post that that you would have a very, very interesting conversation, and Ed and
Mm-hmm.
Pam, they've written down a couple
Okay.
of questions that they'd like you to answer or address, shall I
Okay.
say. But what I would like to do first is you just tell us just a little bit about what you're currently doing that makes everything so significant. We know that you you work with children and parents
Mm-hmm.
regarding their stress disorders. So, and mental
Mm-hmm.
health, which is very, very needed and very important. That's one of the things that we were just talking about. So, just want you to just give a little brief information on yourself personally.
Okay. Well, I am still involved in working with several disciplines, but some we have our favorites. But all the time that I have worked in mental health, I've learned a lot, and you also grow a lot. So yourself, as well. And I've really moved into a specialty when it comes to helping us to move through this old age into the new age, so to speak.
Mhm.
And it really is, it leaves a real heavy focus on building relationships. That's one of my biggies right now.
Mhm.
And it's it's just looking at things from a very deeper, from a deeper mindset, so to speak, which is not always easy to do. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and sometimes forever. But that's where I am right now because I feel that it's so needed. So I'm still in the mental health field, but I always keep that the idea of self awareness being so important because that's kind of where everything starts and it begins with us. And
Exactly.
so self awareness is the issue with everything. It streams through all of my work, to tell you the truth, because I'm finding out that that's the beginning. That's where we begin and we can start to think about, well, what about me, you see, before I get involved in anything. And that's a big job too.
Yeah, because that's what
That
we were
can be,
just saying is that you got to make sure that you're aware and that you take care of yourself in order to be able to take care of anyone else.
that's for sure. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
And then even though, and we do that, a lot of us do that, and we still have so much more though to learn about ourselves, and that's just a part of the assignment that we have, you see, is to find out who we are. So it's a heavy battle, a heavy journey sometimes for some of us, and sometimes it's not, just depends on where we are. But finding self has nothing to do with age or ethnic groups or who you are and all that and how short or tall or how whatever, how educated and all that. It really has nothing to do with that. Finding self is a really deep adventure into who you are, why you're here, all of your life experiences that have followed you throughout your years life and have impacted your mindset and all of the functionality that your pathways that you're on, as far as life is concerned. So it really impacts our relationships, real heavily because
Yeah.
we don't, we have there's such a lack of understanding, you see, about it all. So that's why it starts with self, because the more you get to know about you, I do agree, the more you can do,
Yeah. So
for somebody.
how do you suggest, Bonnie, that we go about doing that? How do you direct your clients to understand that first? And then how do you
Hmm.
direct them to be able to find themselves
Yeah,
or discover?
what would you consider to be the one of the starting points?
Well, I think the starting point is to first recognize that, you got to recognize that you're here for a reason. And when you stop and look at yourself and begin to think about, I mean, what are you even made of? What constitutes a human being? And can get really deep because I really do go this way because I ask people, what do you think that you're made of other than flesh and blood
Mm.
and bones and flesh and all that kind of good stuff? What else do you think you're made of? And that's when we get into the spirit part, the spirit realm, because you are both flesh and spirit. There's a combination there. And this is the part where you start to figure out, well, if I'm flesh, and for some people, this is where it goes. If I'm flesh and spirit, what is this really all about? What does this mean? And it means that you are actually living in human form for a temporary journey here for growth, a temporary journey. But when you actually can better understand your combination of spirit and flesh, you'll understand that you have everything within you that you need to make this journey. It's already there. But it's difficult for us to really understand that because we've been so bombarded with so much teaching and so many different methods and ways of doing things, and all these, oh my gosh, zillions and zillions of people on this planet with all these different personalities and free will, you understand? Right. So we have been bombarded with all kinds of information that have impacted our mindset, with our families and the bloodlines and the DNA. It's just humongous. So it's a big job, but our Creator already knew that we were going to go through this stuff. So
exactly. So Bonnie,
but that's what.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so understand, that's why I started to ask them, and actually people do start to think about that. Well, if I'm made of that, then how do I be? I said, this is what I call relationship building, because that relationship starts to build with your spirit within you. You start to acknowledge what you've got inside, all that power inside of you. Start recognizing what you have. And it's probably been hidden, or it's been you've been lost from it, or not knowing, because even the parents and people around us don't know. So they don't teach us. They mean well, but there's a lot that's missing in what we're being taught to learn. So start to investigate that spirit within you and understand that the relationship starts with you getting to know the spirit within, that power that you have. And when you get a chance to understand that better, you can start, organizing your pathway a little bit better and understanding why you are in this situation, why you're encountering this kind of situation. What's happening here? Why am I experiencing this? Why is this happening to me? And you understand that a little bit better, that it comes a lot from the need for growth and the inability to, you lack the knowledge. You don't have the understanding of magnetic energies and how they drawn to each other, you see. Because, it gets really big, because of one thing we have to do when we start thinking about a relationship with spirit, we have to start thinking about spirit that does not have eyes and legs and bones and hair and all that. And spirit and angels do not have wings. So when we can understand that spirit is magnetic energies, that's very hard for us to want to understand. Very difficult for us to go there, for all of us. But when we understand that, we'll understand how we draw different things into our lives, because they're magnetized. We are built with all kinds of energies inside of us, and our cosmos and our universe is nothing but energies. And our thoughts are energies. Our brain, when people say you are what you think, you get what you think. And that's true, because the energies that we put out draw other energies that aligned with our thinking, you see. If you get up in the morning and oh God, everything bad's getting ready to happen to me, and you keep feeling bad about it, and that's what you're going to get. And that's what you're telling your brain you're going to do. And you start practicing it, and you end up living that kind of life. And when you do the opposite, when you can take your brain, your mindset, and know that I have everything within me, everything I need to get anything I want, anything I desire. And all I have to do is get a relationship with it and know
that it's
that my Creator, yes. So you understand? Am I making it clearer?
You're making it very clear. Now, Pam,
absolutely. But Ed is trying to say something. He's got a point.
No, I just wanted to say that at what point does history, information about history and ourselves, have any type of imprint on how we think? Like, do we start? Because we are different people. Our DNA, our spirit is different,
Yes.
and our experiences on this planet is different. So,
Yes.
at what point in your lecture do you have any room for the history of who we are?
Yes. Well, there's a lot of history because humans have been on this earth for many, 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 many years. And we've grown, we've fallen back, we've grown, we've fallen back, and it's been through a lot. And also the history of, and that's why, that's in that song a little bit about the greed that we have experienced and the history of how our thought process has been really focused on power and greed and undermining and finding and taking advantage of the weak and all that has affected our growth and our process of thought, you see. Because when you think in terms of where we came from, our parents, what did they know? What did they teach us? They were trying to survive, and they taught us what they thought they knew. But those people before them, what did they do? When you go back in history and study religion and Christianity, and it's not to throw anything under the bus, but when you go back and really get the real history of what some of those things that happened way back in the past, even during the days of Christ, when you see all that stuff, it's very alarming when you study that history and find out how many things were hidden, how the truth, was hidden in for the sake of power and greed, you see. And those things will tell you how much growth that we still have to do and how it took us so long to just even come out of the box, you see, and open up that lid to try to grasp onto the truth of what really is going on. So we have come a long way. Our ancestors, oh my goodness, the things that they knew, and a lot of them had a lot of truth packages. We got history of our people and all the things that they've done, beautiful stuff, good stuff, powerful women, you see. And they had a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge that they tried to pass on to us. But again, look what we have to go through. So we get bombarded with all kinds of darkness and stuff that we have a hard time overcoming, and that's what stunts. It stunts our growth and stunts our mindsets. So we're in a point right now, I think, that I see, and some of the other people that work with me, we see the world now is in the best stage it's ever been in, and it's not from what we see. It's because we are in a stage of transmission. We're moving. And therefore we're clashing, the dark and the light. It's clashing, but if the dark did not show itself, then we would not know what we're up against. We would not understand how much more work we have to do, you see. But it's all working out for the good because the light will always win. It is going to win no matter how long it takes. And this is where we are now. We're at a real it's a season that we've never witnessed before.
No.
And and so we're going to win. All we need to do is, because people are growing and they're beginning to understand themselves better, and they know that there's something else that they've been missing. They know that they have a spirit inside of them that's just waiting for our acknowledgement. God gave us free will, but that takes a long time. But we're really beginning to understand. And if you check with the younger people, some of them are really on a wild goose chase, it seems, but a lot of them know better than we think they know. They are grasping on to stuff. They're questioning.
Yes.
They're questioning. Yeah, humanity.
And Bonnie, I say that we should be excited.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you understand what is going on, even the smallest of change, of evolution, because it is an evolution, and we should be excited. We should not be fearful of the things that are happening. It's a lot of things going on in politics, a lot of things with religion, a lot of things with thought patterns of people doing horrendous things to themselves and each other. True.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we should be excited about what the future
Hoes.
holds is
Hmm.
because
Yes,
and it is going to be good. It is going to
it
be
is.
good. And so
Yes.
I think I agree with you wholeheartedly about the
Mm-hmm.
energy, because if
Yeah.
you can hold that energy and then disperse it, that it is good and all good, that's what will come back and it will be surrounded. So that's what we have to talk about more than anything, is
I
your
agree.
thinking positive, lovingly, wonderfully. And
Yes.
even in your words that you say, we have to stop saying certain things. Oh, I'm having a rough day.
Yeah.
Oh, man, ain't nothing working out.
Stop it there.
And sometimes we
Stop it
have to
there.
make a quick shift because we first think about it, but then we have to do that and then teach our young people to feel good about what's
Exactly.
going on. Yeah, I love that
Exactly.
energy. I
Yeah, you
love
have to
that.
work through life because and
Yeah.
embrace it because what's the other alternative? You
Well,
know.
well, see,
Yes.
our turn is coming. The righteous people of this planet are taking over. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
see negativity rise like it is now,
Uh,
it's running scared. Because they know that
Yes, it is.
they know that days are numbered,
Yes.
and that
You see.
the planet
Well,
belongs to us.
light has more power, you see.
yes,
Light is
yes.
very powerful.
Mhm.
But this has to roll itself out
Right.
because it's been the whole system, the universe, the whole well, so many more universes than one, but
Yes.
it's all been battling darkness. There's been battles that, oh gosh, it's just unbelievable. But it's at the point now where our planet right now is going through this because it's in a state of ascension,
Yeah.
you see.
Yeah.
And humanity is growing and the earth is growing at the same time.
Mhm.
So this is what's going on right now. So and like Pam had said, if we can just understand that we're going through a phase right
Yeah.
now. And this it really is exciting. It is, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
I'm so glad I can feel like that, you
Yeah.
see. And when you understand what you got, when you know you got all of that energy inside that you need, that's God's energy, all
Mhm.
inside. Spirit is, you were born and gifted with that. And we're just now realizing that we have something we can use
Mhm.
that was meant for us to move through all of these cycles. We're just really finding that out. Now, I mean, I'm not saying we haven't had some displays of that because we've had a lot of history of people doing good things, but
Mhm.
we're in a phase right now where it's really, really overcoming a lot of people. A lot of people got to get it together and pull it together and understand how those energies work. So those are things I feel that, if we can help people understand and teach people how to go about these strategies of uplifting and understanding their spiritual power within, and also understanding that the timing and the synchronicity is just right in place for growth. And when we learn compassion for one another and stick together and learn how to, manipulate this thing, we're going to be in a good place. I would say, and who am I to say now, but I really believe in the next 8 years or so, you're going to see a world that you really didn't think you'd see.
And that's a short period of time.
Yes, it
The
is.
way
Oh,
these
yeah, this
days are
go.
So
going, I'm
that so that
telling you, it really
Yeah.
is.
Well, the other
Well,
thing that I like that you said when you were talking about how you think about when you wait a minute, I just looked not off that quick. Oh, that you are here by design.
yes.
No one is here by mistake. When I talk to young
Oh,
people,
man.
I try to tell them that you are destined to be here. Do you realize, and I go very graphic, when
Mm-hmm.
your father ejaculated into your mother, the
Mm-hmm.
billions of sperm that
Mm-hmm.
was let loose was running and traveling and traveling and traveling trying to get to that
Mm-hmm.
egg, and you're the one that got there.
Hmm. I
Exactly.
love
You
it.
are
That is
not
so
here
true.
by an accident. There is
That's true.
something amazingly wonderful that you
Yeah.
have to do. You are here by design.
And
And
that is
so,
so true.
yeah, so we need to let our young people know that, that
Exactly.
they have I don't care how it happened. You were no mistake. I love
No,
that.
Yeah.
no, and you're so right. And it's really amazing that you said that because I think I told somebody that today.
Mm,
Very similar because that's the way it is. And I also tried to frame that with
mhm.
how big the Creator
Ah,
is
yes.
until all of that's why there are no coincidences because those energies and our creative, oh my God,
Mhm.
they call it heaven, but whatever it is, I put it like this: our creator or creator, however you want to put it, is so unique and so beautiful and so powerful that it controls every atom, every molecule, every little tiny spark of energy that flows because everything is connected. That's humongous, but beautiful. You see, it's so beautiful, so big, so huge,
Mhm.
and so there are no coincidences.
Mhm.
You came because it was your time, like
That's
you
right.
said, to be here. You
Yes.
got here because it was your time to
Mhm.
come through that same the family that you came through. All of that was designed.
Yes.
Everything was already organized and you really were a part of it. You
Mhm.
were a part of it, but you don't remember, and that rightly so because that was that memory. A lot of that stuff was taken away so that we can grow.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, and we came here to grow, but never lose the thought of our connection. You see.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think a lot of us we lost it. We
Yeah.
lost it. We gave a lot. We give a lot of praise, and we go to church, and we believe in Jesus and Christianity and all that's beautiful. But we really have lost our connection with the universe, our connection with God. We really are a part of all that,
Yes.
and so we are here. That's why a part of that is in us.
Mhm.
That's what helps us to navigate that spiritual pathway, because all of that stuff is within us. We were not put here empty. We might think that we're empty. Our parents might not have helped us to gain insight, but we came here with everything we need. Even if you're blind, even if you're crippled, and even with autistic children, how they label these kids. These kids are going to run the earth.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
They're beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
guess
so
they
They're
true.
have
going
to.
to run this.
Yeah, because they have to know that they're the leaders of tomorrow. The
Yeah.
new
Yes,
order will be theirs to run.
there you go.
They will
There
have
you go.
total control, and it's
They
coming.
will. They will, and they're going to do a good job. Their thinking process. It really that just lets you know though how much we need to learn. We've got, even though I say 8 years. When I say 8 years, it's like a turning point. But
Yeah.
we still got a long way to grow.
Right.
But I think we're going to see the turn of things turning around, where we're going to see the beauty. We're going to begin to really see it. But those that they have labeled those children, and those children's thought process is just absolutely, oh my God.
Mhm.
What they do is they don't think like we do. They're not linear thinkers, you see,
Mhm.
and that's what we are. We don't deal with multidimensional thought processes because we don't recognize that we're energies, but they do. These autistic kids
Mhm.
understand that stuff.
Mhm.
So when as they would teach math, they would go and teach what they would go and teach geometry or something really, really highly demonstrated, and then come back to teach you regular math. They go backwards into the higher state and show you and get to the lower state of how it was created. You see, and that's their way of thinking and their way of teaching. They make good teachers too.
Wow.
So,
That's
but that's
beautiful.
just that. There's so
Yeah.
much we don't know yet. So much we're learning, and we're just growing and learning. And I just love it. And I'm so gratefully, I'm so blessed, and I have so much gratitude for being here and being able to absorb what I have and pass it on to people and
Yeah.
help people to understand better.
And that
And
is
I
a blessing
also,
too.
yeah,
That's a blessing. And then we wanted to
it is
ask you about um, quantum thought
okay.
and the deeper,
Quantum.
and with the deeper internalization relative to the growth of our consciousness. I wanted you to kind
Okay.
of explain that.
Okay. Well, quantum itself is actually related to what I spoke of earlier. It's about the magnetic confrontation and the assimilation of energies. That's what it is. And because it cannot be seen by, when we can't see stuff, a lot of us, we want, living proof. You got to show me, you got to prove. Well, it's not about that. It's about spirit, and you can't prove spirit. You have to allow spirit to be, and you have to find it and connect with it. So the energies that exist in that whole formation, it's a quantum process. That's what it's called. It's multidimensional, stuff that you cannot see and can't cage up. You can't put a handcuff on it because it doesn't work like that. It's free to align magnetically. So, and that goes back to the energy of thought, you see. Mm-hmm. It just lines up automatically. And we haven't learned how to practice. In fact, even when we learn how to meditate or concentrate on our thoughts, we still have to practice consistency because we do get off track. It's easy for us to get disjointed, you see. And so it's an ongoing practice. Yeah, it's an ongoing practice of being focused on. You have everything there that you need. And when you focus on that, you start to understand that your thoughts, you're training your thoughts, you see, to think differently, to think powerfully, like the spirit that is within you. You are connecting what they call the higher self, that higher part of you that knows oneness, that understands it and sees it all the time. And it's been implanted in you to help you to grow as a human being. But it's a quantum process. And that means that you have to be still and learn and allow to go inside and attach and connect with it. And when you try to do that, when you make those efforts, then it comes to you. It will connect with you. It's magnetized to you when you start thinking like that. But if you don't think like that, it's just like free will. I'm not going to bother you till you get here. I'll let you do your thing, But that's what it is. It's really a part of magnetic energies. That's what quantum is. And it's relative to how we use our mindset, which is our antenna, and our hearts and our soul. All of that stuff is connected, you see. So when we want to do better and we want to think better, that's when we draw the kind of energies that we need to grow. And all of that is quantum. And a lot of the scientists and physicists, they understand a lot better than they used to think. They see things differently is what I'm saying. They see the growth with the energies, you see.
And you got to have, so you have to have really that type of mindset.
You have to be that, or you have to be open to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your opinion. We're time is getting close, but I just wanted to ask you just a little bit about AI. What is your take on that at this present time, and what people are doing with it?
You know what? AI is really it's really a beautiful thing. It is really a beautiful thing. However, I got a however onto that.
Yeah.
It was, it's generated through algorithms, and that kind of thing. So it just picks up information that we have given it, you see. Mm-hmm. And what happens with it is that the usage of it, we just don't know where, we have to be concerned of how we use it. Mm-hmm. And but I think it's beautiful. It can give you all kinds of information. It can help you to think and help you to grow and think about things and research stuff. But I myself, I like my own words. When I'm writing, I like my own words. If I need to I might ask a question to get a thought, but I don't need it to I don't like for it to necessarily tell me how to write or what to write, but it'll give me something to think about, you see.
Yeah.
But that's how I use it. But I think it's a beautiful invention, but it's all going to be, here we go, with humanity and its mindset and how it wants to utilize AI, because it can take it into another dark world if that's what you want to.
That's
it can do that.
Right. That's one of the things that we do have to be conscious of.
And you cannot be fearful.
Yeah.
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 It can take
we
you
don't
into a
want to be
dark way.
fearful about it because it can be a beautiful thing, and you can utilize it and it can be very beneficial, especially with the type of thing that we do, like with us writing, being
Oh,
writers,
definitely.
Yeah.
and all of that.
Creative.
But
Mhm.
creative.
Because
Mm.
I've asked it certain questions. I mean, I love it. It's funny to me and it's interesting. And so I've asked simple questions, and it's like already what I know or already
Yeah.
what I write. And I was like, I asked it a question about a song, and well, this sounds like something that I have already written, or that, but it knows me. It seems like it knows my mind. But
Well,
you
it
just said
does.
it. AI picks
It
up
does.
information that you've given it. You said that, and
There
that
you
is
go.
exactly what it does.
It
Yeah.
It
does.
does that. You have given it. And then again, going back to what you say, see, we have to understand, realize, and believe that we have the power. Oh
Yes,
my
ma'am.
God.
Absolutely.
That's why I say it's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's
I
why I
guess
It
say.
what,
is.
But I
And
want
we're
to ask
right
her
at
a
our time.
question real quick
Yeah,
because
because
we're
we're right
about to
at our
go.
time.
What
Okay.
do you have a class that you teach, or do you have anything where people can come and talk with you? I mean, do you have sessions, or do you do anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
I love to gather up group. I love groups. I
Oh,
love group
good.
work. And I love even, speaking. I
Mm-hmm.
like speaking engagements, and I will speak to any group, anybody that, especially, we're developing now what we're calling it a holistic, what is it, think tank.
A
And,
holistic
and
think tank. Think tank.
yeah, think tank. And yeah, I'm doing this. It's about me and about 4 or 5 guys.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow, that should
Good.
be
But we're
really
working
good.
on that. Yeah, that's one thing we're working, and we're putting that out to see if we can gather some different mindsets to come in, and we're gonna just pick everybody's brain and see how we
Mm.
Oh,
can.
that sounds really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, we're gonna take what we know, some of that stuff, and just allow people to just utilize it. So that's one thing I'm working on. The other thing is that I do group work. I try to pull together, sometimes closed groups with small groups, and sometimes I do groups with 20 people
Mm-hmm.
in them.
Okay.
So I do group work and I do individual work as well, and I do speaking engagements.
Okay.
All of this to help, people that, and some of our communities. Let's be real. Some people are
Mm-hmm.
doing some wonderful stuff with these kids, trying to do good programs with them,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but they could utilize somewhat. But even the people that are leading them can utilize this information. They
Yeah.
don't have it, you see. A lot of them. Well, they lack it. I'll put it that way. Some
Yeah.
information that they could use to help them do what they do. So, yeah, but I'm available always. I always am open to helping. That's what I live for.
Okay.
That's my
Well,
what,
Bonnie,
my whole.
we're going to make sure that you and I, of course, will make sure that we stay in touch. Maybe we can,
Mhm.
put together a group for you to come and just kind of
Mhm.
share and talk with us. I think that would be very interesting,
Be
and
really
so we're
nice
going to
to
make
meet
sure
you.
we do that. I've got, maybe within the next month or so. But
Okay. Okay.
we'll be back in touch. I'm so glad that you took the time to come and
Yeah, I
join
am
us
too.
with your spiritual self. You've always had such a
Okay.
wonderful spirit yourself,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
always good
thank you,
speaking with
darling. Thank
someone
you.
that can
Okay.
benefit us as a people. That's something that we need. So I want to thank you
Okay.
so much for joining
Okay.
us.
And have Pam give me a call
I
sometime.
I am
Yeah.
because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you do sessions, personal individual sessions, I wanna come because I'm at
Okay.
a time and space in my life where
Mhm.
I would like to sit and speak to someone,
Okay.
because I know that there's a lot in me that I'm not demonstrating that I can.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
need to speak to
Okay.
someone whose opinion I respect.
Mhm.
Not that
Okay.
I don't, because these two people that's sitting right here with me right now, I can tell you, I can just say this quickly. I write because
Mhm.
Ed is the first person that said to me, Pam, you are a writer. and
Okay.
and that did
Okay.
something to me, so I give him a lot, and I rely on these two to help empowered me and
because she
moved me to
definitely
the
is
next level.
an excellent writer,
Yeah.
Bonnie.
So
So we'll
do
make that
that.
happen.
For sure.
So
Okay.
thank you for joining us. You have a good rest of your evening, and we love you.
Okay, my
We certainly
pleasure. My
do.
pleasure.
Okay,
Yes.
sweetie.
All right.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Okay.
Bye
Be
bye.
blessed now. Take care.
You
Take
too,
good
honey.
care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye bye. So you had it right here at Intellectual Radio. That was Miss Bonnie uh, Thompson Ford, and we were that I hope that you really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
She's
Fantastic.
full of
Deep.
information.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
awesome. She
I
is.
love it.
Ed, you said it. She's a
Deep.
deep lady.
Yeah.
She really is. But that's real.
Wonderful.
It's a lot within us
Mhm.
that we do need to discover who we are and to
Yes.
really and truly get to the bottom of
The
things.
world is waiting.
That's it. And on that note, again, you're here at Intellectual Radio. You got to make sure if you want to, we have only general tickets left for my Here's the Life 8 concert. It is going to be fantastic,
Off the chain.
featuring
Off the
Mark
chain.
Allen Felton, which is one of the most phenomenal, I mean phenomenal saxophone players that you want. He's been all over the world. I just love him. Beautiful spirit, just a wonderful guy. And so we are there at South Suburban College, new location, 15800 South State Street in South Holland, Illinois. Separate door number 6 for our general admission, and our VIP are door 8. So I'm really loving that because everybody, I mean, you know, you have separate doors to go in, so we give each one
It's only
all
20,
the
25
attention.
minutes from any location.
It's what?
Only 20 or 25 minutes from any
Oh yeah,
location.
and what's wonderful about it, the parking is wonderful. You know, great security, so nobody has problems. You know, walking. You don't have no steps. Now, I know everybody want to hear that. No stairs, but we didn't really have no stairs other than the little stairs you go down when you hit the theater. But anyway, we have general admission tickets left. Go to I Am Zemrrah and click to buy your ticket. And you don't miss it. It's Sweetest Day. Bring your sweetie out and enjoy a wonderful, wonderful evening with me. And guess what? Our enthusiast is our host for the evening, Miss Pamela Welks. So we're looking forward to seeing you. You have a good rest of your evening. Remember to go to IntellectualRadio.com and put in Here's the Life with Zemrrah and Ed. And you can pull up all of our segments, and especially today's. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Love is possible.